Hey, what's up? DJ here. Hope you have been doing well since the last time we were here. This is not going to be a clickbait video where I simply end it without giving you a conclusion and leave you in limbo. So yeah, as mentioned in the title of the video, I'm going to avoid buying Modern Warfare 3. That's not going to change. After playing the Modern Warfare 3 beta, I took some time to think about how I really wanted to make this video. Initially, I thought of just sharing my reasons for not buying Modern Warfare 3, but that didn't seem to be the right thing to do, as that would be like simply forcing my perspective on you and thereby restricting your ability to make a decision of your own. So please allow me to share my experience from the open beta. I'll talk about the changes that I really liked and the ones that I didn't. But most importantly, I'll try to clearly share my reasons behind avoiding Modern Warfare 3. I think that's enough for the build up. Let's get started. First thing first, credit needs to be given where it's due, and Sledgehammer Games must be given the credit for bringing some much needed changes in Modern Warfare 3. Let's talk about those changes quickly. Before we begin, a sincere request: if you find that I have missed on including any new changes that you feel are important to the game, then please share them in the comments below. Let's start with movement. Movement in Modern Warfare 3 Open Beta felt miles better than Modern Warfare 2. Since I did not pre-purchase the game, I generally fell into the broke player category and played in the last 2 days of the Open Beta, so I did not get to experience the game before and after the reduction of 200 milliseconds in terms of slide to sprint delay, but in general, movement felt really good to me. Unlike Modern Warfare 2, player base health is going to be 150 right from the start of Modern Warfare 3. Although we have the same amount of health in Modern Warfare 2 now, damage multipliers are different in Modern Warfare 3. In short, headshots feel a lot more rewarding in Modern Warfare 3. With all the changes in terms of base health, damage multipliers, and movement, it's simply not going to be the case of who shot first, which was pretty much the deciding factor in last year's Modern Warfare 2. In my opinion, players who will be coming from Modern Warfare 2 might need some time to get adjusted with Modern Warfare 3's TTK. This year, we also have the introduction of a new feature called tag stance, which allows you to shoot while sliding. Going into the second week of Open Beta, there were changes made on the spread while doing a tag stance for several weapon classes. To be honest with you, I did not find the tag stance to be much useful to me, but I'm sure that going forward, players will figure out some kind of broken mechanic with it. Also, since this is a brand new feature introduced by Sledgehammer, I think going forward, they will make sure to turn this into a viable option for players. Next thing, red dots on the minimap. Fortunately, we are reverting back to the traditional way of having red dots on the minimap with Modern Warfare 3. I still don't understand why on earth Modern Warfare 2 had it the other way around, but thankfully that will not be the case anymore. So it will make more sense to use silenced weapons on attachments for my sneaky assassins out there. I also like the way Ghost perk is going to work. You cannot just equip it and stand still hoping that you are going to be invisible on the minimap. That's not going to be the case. You will have to keep moving in order to make the perk active. Talking about perks, unlike the previous year, perks will be available right from the start of the match. No more earning your perk in the middle of a match bullshit. Really like the new perk system where one has perk attached to certain wearable items such as your vests, gloves, boots, and gears. Along with that, there are also new additions in terms of field upgrades, kill streaks, and tactical equipment. Additionally, there were also a couple of new weapons available to play during the open beta. I genuinely feel that these changes will lead to an actual skill gap in the game, specifically for the mouse and keyboard players, which is a good thing. Also, the reduction in the terrible visual noise that we got in Modern Warfare 2 is a blessing. To my surprise, even after countless feedbacks, this was never adjusted in Modern Warfare 2, so when I played the open beta, I was really surprised and happy. The new map voting is a feature which I really liked during my playtime in open beta. To my surprise, it looked as if people were choosing Favela or Skid Row over High Rise or Rust. Which one would you choose? Let me know in the comments down below. We are also going to have more maps at launch compared to last year. I guess 16 in all. Let me know if it's different. The Cutthroat or the 3v3v3 mode seems to be interesting. It plays different compared to your regular multiplayer matches, as you have 2 other teams to be aware of. Disclaimer, in my first match, I didn't play well and we lost the game. So I wanted to apologize to my random teammates. Guys, if you're watching this video, I'm really very sorry. Well, that sums up my list of good stuff from the Modern Warfare 3 Open Beta. Now let's talk about some bad stuff. I'll start with the simple ones. Spawns were in general really bad in the open beta. It was similar to what we have already experienced with Modern Warfare 2, and I'm not a fan of that. Spawns were so bizarre during the open beta that players would sometimes spawn right in front of you in your part of the map. So you'll never know when an enemy is going to spawn behind you either. There is no such thing as this is your side of the map and that is our side of the map. If there is an empty space on the map, players are more likely to spawn in there. This takes away the general sense of player spawn and in turn also takes away any map control that you may have if it followed the traditional spawn system. There were some server issues during the open beta. I also felt desync issues at times where I got killed even when I had moved under a cover. Later, I confirmed that it was not just me who was having those server issues. This was happening throughout the open beta, and for a billion-dollar company such as Activision to have such server and desync issues in their open beta after they had players pre-purchase the game just to experience the open beta early is downright shameful. Although we have got rid of visual noise in Modern Warfare 3, which is great, I felt that the guns also somehow lost their individual character in this year's COD title. For all the shitty changes that Infinity Ward did in Modern Warfare 2, they did a terrific job in making the guns feel incredible and impactful in your hand while you are shooting. To me, it almost felt like each gun had a different weight to them in Modern Warfare 2, which I did not find in Modern Warfare 3. Also, I saw some weird random recoil at times while shooting. I prefer my aim to be consistent, and I'm not a fan of this random recoil pattern either in Modern Warfare 2 or in Modern Warfare 3. Earlier in the video, I had mentioned that the changes that were coming into Modern Warfare 3 would lead to an actual skill gap in the game, specifically for the mouse and keyboard players. The reason why I mentioned the mouse and keyboard players was because of the ridiculous amount of aim assist for controllers in this game. I don't think I'll need to explain myself here, but in case you are not aware of this, then I suggest a search on YouTube for controller aim assist in Modern Warfare 3. You'll get the idea. Apart from the character models in the lobby, I did not feel like I was actually playing a new Call of Duty title. It felt like I was playing Modern Warfare 2 with faster movement and slower TTK. No changes in the menu design as well. It's the same trash from last year's Modern Warfare 2 with a change of color. SBMM or skill-based matchmaking is dialed to 12 in Modern Warfare 3. I don't know why am I even complaining about it. Activision will never remove SBMM. They know very well that SBMM will help them to keep the crybabies with fat pockets in this game, and that they could keep on making money by selling skins to them. While playing in the open beta, I genuinely felt that I did not have control over the pace of the game, but rather the game was controlling my pace. You don't have a moment to relax even in a public match. Honestly, this was one of the biggest turnoffs for me. I'm a casual player. I have a full-time job, and at the end of the day, after coming from the office, I would like to play a game and enjoy myself rather than sweating my butt off in every single match. Frankly, with this year's open beta, I felt that it was nothing but Activision's way of promoting content for pay to win, or you could say pay to shit on other players who either could not afford or decided not to pre-purchase the game. I can already imagine a lot of controversial bundles coming into the store once the game gets released. I have no issues with their early access model for PlayStation or the players who had pre-purchased the game. My only issue is that they locked 30 levels of content for players to grind for. By the time free-to-play players got their hands on the open beta, others had already unlocked all those contents and were shitting on free-to-play players with better guns and perks in general. Activision wanted players to grind their butt off even during an open beta, and that's ridiculous to me. Instead of implementing this shitty progression system, wouldn't it have been more reasonable to simply put some curated cosmetics to grind for the players who pre-purchased the game, and something of the similar nature but less exotic for the free-to-play players? That could have been a healthy promotion for pre-purchasing the game even after the open beta. Say I played the game as free during the open beta and reached level 30. Now, if I pre-ordered the game before the official launch, I could get those special cosmetics that I wouldn't be getting otherwise. All the more reason for me to grind as well as pre-order the game. Activision, if you are listening to this, think about it. This is my parting gift to you. In the end, Modern Warfare 3 did not appeal to me as a standalone game on its own. This should have been a paid expansion for at least the Modern Warfare 2 owners, who I feel were genuinely robbed with that pathetic release last year. All those good features in Modern Warfare 3 that some people in the community are praising and hyping up for were already there in the older Call of Duty titles. Removing those features and then bringing them back again due to the heavy backlash from the community, and then on top of it, charging players a hefty premium for it, is criminal. Have some shame, Activision. I have had enough of it, and so I have decided to walk away from this IP. I know I am a nobody, and my walking out will not affect Activision even a bit, but if I buy this game, then I'll simply put more fuel to Activision's greed, and I don't want to do that anymore. I guess this is just a year of frustration coming out of me, and now I feel really sorry for the players who have seen the golden era of Call of Duty and who genuinely love this game. Hopefully, the new acquisition from Microsoft will result in some positive changes, but I doubt that will be anytime soon. I'll end this video by saying that I am in fact genuinely happy with the changes brought by Sledgehammer, but at the same time, I'm disgusted by the greed of Activision. Thank you so much for tuning in with me today. If you find this video genuine, then please show your support by hitting the like button. If you happen to agree or disagree with me on any of the points that I have mentioned above, please feel free to let me know in the comments down below. I would love to read your thoughts on this. Please do check out my other uploads, and if you find them interesting, then please consider subscribing. I'd love to have you with me on my YouTube journey. Till the next time, take care, stay blessed, and peace.